Hello, 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 and welcome to my Christmas room. Kind of a poor man's Christmas room. Now this video is kind of a salute to Peter Gregg, who does his videos from his Christmas room, which is a lot more elaborate than this one. All we have is this one little tree over here, and it's a real tree, and it's after Christmas and New Year's, so very soon we're going to have to be putting it out in the trash. But anyway, I thought this would be my one and only chance to try to create my version of a Christmas room video. And of course, Peter always talks about cameras. He's an expert on cameras. I am not. But I am going to talk about my experience with cameras as an amateur. And right now you're looking at video created with my best camera, the Canon M50, which I've had for about a year and a half right now. A year and a half that I've had the Canon M50. And the lens, I have three lenses for this camera. And right now I'm using the 22 millimeter f2 lens, which is probably the way I can get the best picture. But one thing I've noticed about this lens, and I've also got my iPad here so I can see what that the autofocus is a little slow. I've never tried it like this before, so let's see how slow it is. I will walk back to the other end of the room here, a very short distance by the tree here, and let's see if it sees me. I don't think, oh yeah, it is. It did find my face. And I'll try sitting down here on the couch by the tree, and it looks like it is still holding focus on me as I sit here. So, good, it's working pretty well, I think. I'll come back here, and I'm going to try a couple of these other lenses that I have here. Let me try holding them up and see if I can... this is the one I want to do next. It's actually, let's see if I hold it up, will it focus on it? No, I don't think it's focusing on it. But anyway, if I hold it there long enough, it might focus. Yeah, I think that is focusing. This is my 55 to 200 lens, 200 millimeter lens, that I got mainly for shooting wildlife and things in the distance. But I thought I would just try it in this setup and see. Of course, you'll be able to see the tree a lot better with this lens. So that's the next lens I'm going to put in there, and we'll see how that works. All right, here we are, 55 millimeter lens, and I'm somewhat limited. You can see the tree is obviously much bigger. Let's see, it does seem to be focusing on my face pretty well right now. And let me just back up a little bit. I can't go too far. The tree is right here. So that's the 55 millimeter lens. And it seems to be functioning properly. And I have one more lens to try, and that's the 11 to 22 millimeter lens. What is that? Where's that one? I have this 11 to 22 millimeter lens. I'm going to put that on right now and see how that looks. All right, we are back now with my third and final lens, the 11 to 22 millimeter. I like this lens for vlogging because the 11 millimeter is very good when you're holding the camera out in front of you for showing yourself, the wide angle. And it does seem to be a faster autofocus. So for instance, if I hold up these other lenses, it should focus on them a little more quickly than the other one did. Is it focusing? I can't even tell. Doesn't look like it. But usually it focuses it. And anyway, so maybe, okay, and now let's just walk around with this lens and see if it's much different than this 22 millimeter, just like the other one, but it's probably not quite as sharp. And it's not as much of a blurry background when I come up close like this. But it's been a good, useful lens. And let me try sitting down over here and see what that looks like. Look at my iPad, see how it looks. Oh, it doesn't look like it's even focusing on me right now, is it? I'm trying to tap to focus on here, but it doesn't seem to be getting me. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Let me stand up. Okay, It's just getting my body, not my face. Come on, get the face now. Come on. There it goes. Finally got back on the face here. Let me get up close here. All right. So that's basically what I wanted to show with the M50. And I want to talk about some other cameras because for my vlogging exploits, I actually prefer using a couple of other cameras. A little more flexible. One thing about this camera, image quality is good and everything, but the stability, I like to vlog while I'm walking. When I'm walking through airports and boarding on airplanes, I'd like to record that. And the M50 is just not very stable. And I don't want to walk through an airport with some big gimbal attached to my camera. So what I have found, these other two cameras, this is the Rylo 360 camera that I've had for a couple of years now, and which I just turned it on. It's a small camera, and it's a 360 camera, and actually this camera is kind of out of date now. They don't make it anymore, and they're not going to support it anymore. The company that made it was taken over by another company, and they're just going to focus on software. So I do really have to replace, although I've been very happy with it's a good camera. It's not a great camera. The image quality is not great, but the 360 camera gives you a wonderful stability. For one thing, it's very stable, and a nice wide angle view, and you can also over capture, which is in post-production, you can decide which way to look. You have the whole 360-degree view that it's capturing, and you can look forward, up, down, and you have nice smooth pans between those views that you can do in post-production. And I've been very pleased with the results from this camera. But I'm right now looking at the possibility of replacing it with a new one, possibly the GoPro Max. It looks very good to me, but a couple of other new 360 cameras are coming out very soon. And I'll have to wait till I see all of the reviews on YouTube and decide which one I want to get. The other camera I want to show that I often use for vlogging is the GoPro. This is the GoPro Hero 7 Black, which I've had for a little over a year. And it's also pretty good. It's a much wider view, and it's pretty stable. I think the Hero 8 is even more stable, but the 7 is pretty good. And I have used both of those cameras on trips. And I want to show you, I want to compare what the difference between these cameras is when using them for vlogging. So the first thing I'll show you is a video of walking through an airport and getting onto an airplane with the Rylo camera. And you'll see the advantages of that. And here it is. So here we are in Logan Airport. Went through security. We didn't have pre-TSA, but it wasn't TSA pre, but it wasn't too bad.
They let us through in a shorter line, so that was really nice.
Yeah. We're looking for gate B23.
But first we're looking for a water refill.
Water refill.
Hello.
Our gate is up here, B20, this B24. B23 is, but we're going to stop here at Stephanie's, which we did in February when we went to Florida. We stopped at Stephanie's. It's probably not the same one, but it looks like it.
It does look good.
Please wait to be seated.
Where's 23?
Now, I thought that was pretty good. The problem with the Rylo is it's not very good in low light situations. But usually airports are pretty brightly lit, so I think it worked pretty well. And now I'll show you the GoPro doing the same thing, kind of walking through the airport and then getting on an airplane. And let's see how the GoPro did right now. And after going through security, we made our way towards our gate. But first, we had to find some place to stop and have some breakfast.
taking off early so that we can make it.
Yeah.
And she also said there's backup. It's not just a standby. If we miss it, then there's another plane.
Oh. Well, we're on the plane. All right, anyway, what else do I want to talk to you about? Well, anyway, I have a video here too. Not only I want to talk about cameras, but I'm going to show you my latest video from our latest trip, which was to Florida. That was around Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving. We flew down to Florida just for the weekend for a special birthday of a friend of ours. So I made a video. It's not very long because we didn't do much down there. And for this trip, I only took the M50 with me. So you're going to see something similar to those last clips of walking through the airport and getting on the airplane, but with the M50, and you'll see that the stability isn't quite so good, and it's not really quite wide enough. Even the 11 millimeters wasn't really, in my opinion, isn't quite wide enough for shooting yourself. Maybe if I had a long selfie stick, it would have been better. And but the image quality is quite good. Anyway, let's see that video of our trip to Florida. Here we are, we're in at Logan Airport in Boston, and we're going to have some food as soon as the buzzer goes off here.
We have a ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese, in there.
And
well hidden.
another ham and cheese.
We're at 36 Disabled Shores from Dallas. All ticket passengers should be at 8:30
We'll be at another airport.
Yeah, it's a day after Thanksgiving, and we're going for a little trip.
Going where it's warm.
Yeah, just for a few days, going to Florida.
These little, what do you call those?
Oh, those boats, those skulls. Yeah,
They call it rowing, I guess.
rowing. Oh yeah, there's pictures over here.
Hey,
The Charles River.
Head of the Charles, it says that.
The Charles Regatta. I've been to that many years ago. I was taken off. So we're at the airport. In case you wondered. Little bug dog.
This is my third pug, and she's an absolute sweetheart. Her name is Lily Bean.
Lily Bean.
Yeah, our plane is out there. Can't see it very well, but that's... Here we are walking down a jetway again.
Yeah, here we go. Seats 14 something.
ENF, I believe, ENF. One is the window seat, and I think it's mine. This is it.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome aboard Spirit Flight 239 service to Fort Myers.
When we got to Fort Myers, we stayed in this hotel for 3 nights. We had a suite with 2 bedrooms and a full kitchen with an oven. That was important. Linda spent a lot of time baking 2 pies and a full turkey dinner we took to my brother. The real reason for our visit was to attend a very special birthday party for Myrna, a good friend of ours. She wanted all her children to be there, and she considers Linda to be just like a daughter. The party was at the Shell Point Assisted Living Community, and a lot of Myrna's friends were there. The next day, we drove over the causeway to Sanibel Island and went to church there. After that, we had a special lunch with Myrna and her children. Then it was back to Boston. And as soon as we got home, this is what we found waiting for us. It looks like it is going to be a long winter. All right. I guess that will do it for this video. I don't know what you think of my experiment with the Christmas room here. I don't know if Peter Gregg is watching this. I hope he is. It's kind of a salute to him. And I tried to recreate it as best I could. I'm even wearing a shirt that I thought was kind of similar to the kind of shirts he wears. But of course he would not wear this long undershirt. But I am not in Miami, Florida. This is the cold Northeast, Massachusetts. So I need the warm, any warmth I can get. So that will probably conclude this video. It's fun to make. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention the lighting. The lighting, I've got these two lights here that I just recently got, and they were lights that Peter Gregg recommended recently from Amazon. I had this deal of the two-light kit for, I think, $89 or something like that. Pretty good deal, and they have worked quite well when I finally figured out how to put them together. But fortunately, YouTube had a very good video showing step-by-step how to put them together. That helped a lot. YouTube is great for finding out how to do just about anything. So that will conclude this video, and I will be back at some point with something else. It's kind of winter now. I'm not going to do much traveling. Maybe later in the winter we might take another getaway. Later in the winter we might get away to a warm climate, perhaps the Florida Keys or something. Maybe do some snorkeling if that works out. Anyway, hope you're having a good winter, a good new year. It's a new year now, 2020. Hopefully good things will happen with you and with us. So I will get back to you, and thanks very much for watching this video. Bye now.